And welcome to my second video. In this video I'm going to talk about depth, creating depth, and I suppose for me depth in my images is important, and I'm not talking about depth of field, that is what's in focus. I'm talking about three-dimensional depth. So very often when we take our images, it's a three-dimensional image in front of us, what we see with our eyes, but when we get home it becomes a flat image and it loses its three dimension. And I'm just going to show you how I go about bringing back that three-dimensional feel into the image. So the first image we have here is one I shot in Dingle, and I would have taken it handheld, probably jumped out of the car, so wouldn't have had any time to use filters. So I'm going to just do a quick edit in this. I have 4 images down the bottom here, and I'm just going to show you how my workflow for bringing depth back into the images. So the first one here, that's on Tiracht out on the Wild Atlantic. It's the most westerly island in the Irish Isles, and we'll just do a white balance. I'll do an auto. I'm happy enough with auto. So as you can see, the image is very much flat, and I know it's not so flat here, a lot of contrast, but on the horizon it's quite flat. So I want to create some depth between I want to create depth on the horizon. I want to create a definitive line all the way across, to bring back that depth in the scene. So I'm going to use the graduated filter, and we're going to pull a graduated filter down to the horizon, and we're more or less going to emulate a hard grad, and we're going to bring that down by half a stop. So we might probably just have to play around with this. We're going to pull a new one, and we're going to come up from the top. So now we have 2 separate areas. We have one brighter and one darker. So we've created depth in that image, and we may just have to be careful just to watch that dark line going across there, and might just have to hover the graduation around ever so slightly. So we've gone from an image that was, in my book, that was quite uniform and flat, to an image that now has depth. We'll go to the next image. So this is one I took over in just off of Duneen Pier, Blonde Dingle. I'm going to reset it. And you see it's a very flat image. First thing I'm going to do is crop it. I'm going to crop it to 5:4. It's a crop that I actually quite like. So I really don't want a whole heap of sky, because I want the viewer ending here. That's where I want the viewer. So I really don't want. My points of interest really are here and here. So I'm going to click done, and I'm going to just pull a hard grad down to here. Darken that down. Done. Yeah, created separation. Pull a grad up from the bottom, just to darken that ever so slightly. Push the blacks and the whites, and it's a little bit bright across the middle, so I'm going to darken that area just ever so marginally. Just brush around the rock. Done. So the image is quite flat, as you can see. There's some missing information. I'm going to push the whites and push the blacks, and a small vignette. So what's important really is we've separated the different areas to create natural depth. So I have another image here I'm going to go to. This was taken below in Cumanole. Just reset it. Same concept, we'll just straighten it, and again you're straightening to one of those lines that matches the horizon. Click done. Bring down the sky. So more often than not, my workflow would be balancing an image, and this is what I call balancing. I would say we try and create that little bit of depth in the image. Then we're ready to start editing. So I'm going to pull a graduated filter up here now, just to there, and I'm going to increase the tones that are in here. So I'm going to give it a bit of black and a bit of white, just to lift it out. Done. We crop it actually. I crop it 5:4. It's a format I quite like. I like the balance of the 5:4 image, and just give it a little bit of a vignette. And we click done, and there's a before and after. So it's important that we create, I suppose for me, when I'm out and about, I'm always looking for depth. So this is an image of the Dragon's Eye, the famous Dragon's Eye on Newtacliff Beach, and I'm just going to edit this quickly. So we'll edit this quickly. So the first thing we'll do is we'll straighten it, and image looks fairly poor now, but the sky isn't blown out because I have managed to keep all the tones in the sky without anything clipping, and I have nothing clipped here in the shadows. So I have loads of information in there just to bring it out. So the first thing we'll do is we'll balance our image, and we'll create depth. We'll bring back the sky. We now need to balance the foreground. A new graduated filter for here. Balance this area. Make this a little brighter. And done. Now the image is nicely balanced. I think I'll just bring the sky down a fraction more with a new filter, and this time a harder grad. Just 0.4, that will do. Done. I'm going to darken down around the edges of this. So we have a darker area, a brighter area. We're going to have a darker area and a brighter area. So I'm going to darken this down by, I'm going to brush around the rocks. So we have a bright area here, dark area, a brighter area, and a darker area. We now have different layers of brightness through our image that have given us back our three-dimensional feel. I'm just going to take that down marginally more, and we're going to go new, and we're just going to bring up the brightness of the pool. And then we click done, and we'll give it a small little bit of brightness. Sorry, small little bit of a vignette, just very slight, 14. And we click, there's no done there. So yeah, that'd be it, before and after. There's no comparison. I'd probably work on this image a little bit more now for color and that, but yeah, that's my workflow. That's my thoughts, how I would approach an image. On the field, if I would have had time on this particular day, that's exactly what I would have done. I would have put a graduated filter down to here. It would have given me more light, but it was actually on a workshop, and my guys were all in around here working, so they come first. Um, so yeah, so that's about it. I'm going to do a few more videos. My next one is going to be on local contrast, something similar to what I've done around this around the dragon's eye here, but more refined. So that's going to be in Photoshop. Um, I hope to do more videos. Unfortunately, they're all going to be screen recordings because I'm just not able to video edit, and I just wouldn't have the time and the patience to put into it. I'd sooner work and concentrate on my photography. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll post it to YouTube and put a link on my photography page and on my photography workshop page. So yeah, thanks everybody.